Hi everybody, welcome to my channel. I want to talk a little bit, you guys, about the Mommy Club Sugar and Spice, okay? I did say that I was bored, you guys, when I watched the first episode, but I do think the show that it's getting better as it moves along in the season, and it's watchable, you guys. If you free, go on Showmax and watch the Mommy Club Sugar and Spice. I do kind of feel like, you guys, I'm not happy and I will not be happy until they have the Mommy Club Devon, because I do want to see a franchise that is a little bit mixed up, okay? I want the Indian ladies, I want the white ladies, but I do want some black ladies over there, okay? So I was like, okay, it's a good thing that they didn't call it Sugar and Spice, the Mommy Club Devon. They call it the Mommy Club Sugar and Spice because then it leaves still an opportunity to do the Mommy Club Devon. Okay. So now, listen, you guys, when it comes to the glitz and the glamour on this show, the Joburg girls have nothing on these girls over here. The houses are housing, the cars are carrying, the kids are kidsing, okay, in terms of being rich kids, okay? So it has all of those elements, okay? So even when you are watching it, it's very nice. It's nice on the eye. It's nice to see nice big houses that, you dream about, okay? So it's that kind of a show. What I want to talk about, you guys, is this issue that came up, which other people are saying this one lady is racist because she did talk about the issue a certain way. I said to you that the cast is all Indians, but there's one lady that is colored. Even the lady that is colored have some Indian background in her DNA, okay? I can't remember if it's a grandmother or the grandfather or whatever, but she is mixed race. And in South Africa, mixed race, you say she's colored. A lot of the times when you meet somebody that is colored, you don't really take the time to say, so how are you colored? In terms of like, because in South Africa, we have people that are colored because their parents different races. Like if you get somebody that has maybe a white father and a black mother, that person will be colored. But we also have people that have colored parents and they are colored because their parents are colored. Okay, so most of the time when somebody is colored, especially in Durban, it's like, oh, okay, you're colored. You don't really take the time to, so how are you colored? Okay. But Lenore takes the time to explain that on the show, how she is colored. Maybe she felt like since she's on this franchise that is all Indian ladies, she felt the need to tell us that actually she has some Indian heritage, okay, on her DNA. That's why she felt the need to explain, because I was like, but why would you even want to explain? Listen, I'm black and I'm not going to come here and tell you that the reason I'm black is because my mother and father are black and my grandfather and grandma, unless you ask me. Okay. Now, this is where things get heated because we have a young lady here, Christina. I think she's one of the youngest when it comes to the cast. And she is somebody that talks a little bit too much. It feels to me like she's nervous because, of course, you guys, when you have so many cameras around and the crew and all of that, you're not just sitting down with these women here. There is that, I think she's too conscious about the fact that they are shooting a show. So with every conversation that is taking place, she wants to participate in that conversation. And she ends up saying things that you're like, huh? She's like that, you guys, okay? And she won't stop telling you about her husband that is a doctor that has performed so many surgeries, but he's under 30. And you're like, when did he become a doctor and performed all of these surgeries, okay? But guys, eThekwini khona lento yokuthi amanye amandiya awo-doctor. Abangakufundelanga ukuba udoktor. So kwesinye isikhathi ne ubaba wakhe umuntu uma ewudoktor naye umuntu uyathatha lapha esurgery abo-doctor. Say yes, it happened to my mother. My mother used to go to this doctor in India, and then one day she gets there and the son is a doctor. Okay, so they were asking themselves, was also funding in local doctor, but she's there, he's there now. We are service, and my mother was like, I mean, I want the father. I'm joking, you guys. But anyway, you guys. So now what happens is that because Christina talks a lot, okay, there's that element of her talking a lot. She wants to, participate in the conversation, but at the same time, I feel like she's nervous because there are cameras around. So she will be stuttering and then she will be talking like she's saying the wrong thing. But if there's anybody that is going to say the wrong thing, it's going to be Christina. And we all know, you guys, that on reality shows, they do like having somebody that is going to be a villain. So she works very well for the show. And I hope, you guys, they don't do what they do on reality shows where they end up saying, I don't want to shoot with this person because that show is going to be boring without Christina. Okay, she says all of the wrong things, but she's very good for a reality show, because without her we would have just rich women talking about how rich they are, and that's very boring for us people who are not so rich. Okay. Anyway, you guys, so what happens is that they had an event where it was a baby shower and Christina was talking too much. So by the time they had left that event, everybody was already feeling like this one just talks so much. She doesn't give other people a chance to speak. Okay. Now, the one that is colored, and guys, listen, I'm mentioning race because the issue I'm talking about here has to do with race. Okay. So Lenore, who is colored, okay, has an event. Okay, she's launching a business, which is not really important in the conversation, but it is her event. Christina comes to the event. Okay, now I was surprised, you guys, that people would be shocked by the fact that somebody comes to the event without a handbag, because Christina just shows up looking cute with her dress and all made up, but somebody's like, she showed up without a bag. How can you just show up without a bag? I'm like, huh? Rich people pay attention if you're carrying a bag or not. Hi guys, isn't about rich? So then, because Lenore was the host, she was the one that had organized the event, she ends up standing up because she's very proud of her business, ends up mentioning that, when she was growing up, she used to be a dancer. But at some point, she entered the competition Miss India South Africa, because there is a pageant like that, okay? Now, this is a lady who is colored. She looks colored. She is saying that she entered a competition, Miss India South Africa. Christina over here decides to mention, that must have been very brave of you to enter Miss India, because I'm sure that you were the only one that didn't look like everybody else. And then hell breaks loose, because people are over there being like, why are you saying all of that? Because we shouldn't be seeing race at all. And I'm sitting there on my bed, because I was watching while I was sitting on my bed. I'm like, but what's wrong with that? Guys, me as Untandom Leche, if I entered Miss India, I would have to explain to somebody why I'm entering Miss India South Africa, because I look like a black woman. Okay, so somebody will ask me, Miss India, how did you do that? And if I win that competition, it's even more of an okay. It's a wow. Okay, so I didn't understand it, you guys. I didn't feel like it's unreasonable for somebody to look at Lenore and see a colored woman that is talking about having one Miss India. It's not so out there for the person to ask, oh, wow, so you entered that as a colored woman? Did they not have an issue with the fact that you are not Indian? So I am not understanding why everybody is upset that statement was made. Part of me feels like maybe it's because it was Christina that said it. Okay, now all of these women here who are all Indians are saying, when you see people, you must not see the color. Okay, everybody, she entered that competition as Lenore. Okay, so why are you mentioning that she's colored? I'm like, because the competition is called Miss India South Africa. Otherwise, it will just be called Miss South Africa. If it's Miss India South Africa, it means that it is supposed to have Indians mostly on it. So if you're going to have somebody that is a different race, then and somebody asks how come, or somebody says, listen, that must have been very brave of you to do that, because you are looking different than the rest of the contestants. Why is it a big deal, you guys? I did not understand that. I was like, listen, Christina is crazy. She says very crazy things. But for that statement, you guys, I also wondered when she was saying, I entered Miss in I listened. You entered Miss in, okay. And then she started explaining about how she has Indian in her DNA because of this and this, grandmother, grandfather, all of that. I was like, oh, okay. You know what I mean? So I kind of feel like the thing became big because it was only being asked by the crazy one that they already didn't like, you guys. Listen, I've said before that for me, I never really wanted to walk in a room and people don't recognize the fact that I'm a black woman. Because sometimes when you don't recognize that, then you don't know the things that are important to me as a black woman. Okay? If I enter a room, you must be aware that a black woman has entered a room, especially if everybody else is not black, because then you have to make sure that you don't say things that are offensive to me as a black woman. Okay? You have to understand me. And if you say a word in English and I don't understand it and I ask, then you must understand it's because I am Umzulu, you know? So the thing of not seeing color, sometimes I kind of feel like it's delusional to say you don't see color. The very same women that only have Indian friends are saying that they don't see color. But you see color very well when you are choosing your friends, you know, because you seem to be hanging out around Indian friends only, but you don't see color. It doesn't make sense. It's Tululu to say that, you guys. We see color. Even when I enter a room, I'm like, I'm in this room. There's 2 Indians and 1 white person, and then there's also a colored person in here, because I have to be aware of it, because we are a rainbow nation like that, okay? But it's not a rainbow nation that is blind. It's not a blind rainbow nation. We do see the colors and we recognize them, we respect them, and we accommodate the different colors. But to act like the colors don't exist, it's a little bit dululu. If a colored woman entered Miss India SA, of course somebody's going to be asking themselves, how did that happen? And there is somebody that is going to be out there thinking, that's very brave of her, because I'm sure that there must have been other people that think that she did not deserve to be there. The fact that everybody is acting like, you don't say that. She is Lenore, who is a colored lady. Okay? Just like I am Dana Ledger, who is a black lady. But yeah, guys, that's what's happening over there. Okay? They are a cast of Indian ladies with 1 colored lady, but they don't want anybody to say it. Okay? Because it's very offensive to say that somebody is colored when she is colored. That's the show over there. Okay? It's not me. Honestly, you guys, I didn't see an issue with that. Even when she said that was very brave of you, I was also thinking that was very brave of Lenore to have entered that competition. So that's why I'm saying, as crazy as Christina is, I'm not seeing why everybody else is upset about that particular statement. Okay? Anyway, you guys, come into the comment section and tell me, if you watched the show, what you think about that. And if you thought that what Christina said was offensive as well, explain in the comment section. Maybe it's about time we learn and educate ourselves, because I'm over here thinking it's very brave of a colored lady to enter a competition called Miss India South Africa. But they're saying we should not feel like that because they don't see color. Anyway, thank you so much for watching this video. Please like it before we're gonna share it with your friends, with your family, and even with strangers. Nginithanda kakhulu.